Hey, it's mrXirish here with another Napoleon Total War online battle gameplay. Today we're featuring a battle between the defenders, myself, mrXirish, and Arnaud, and the attackers, the Loaded Juggler and Kursad Han. Both mrXirish, myself, and Arnaud are playing as France, and the Loaded Juggler is playing as the United Kingdom, and Kursad Han is playing as the Ottomans. We are on the map Galician Ria. On the Napoleon Total War online map pack. It's my first time I've played on Galician Ria, and this is my first 2v2 online battle. I think that's going to go on YouTube, so another little interesting thing there. So even though I'm defending, I'm going to take this little hill here. I had horse artillery, so I could quickly move to the top of the hill. I put some stakes down to prevent any cavalry charges, and then we'll just take the battle from here. We'll go ahead and look at my army today. I have 2 units, as I said before, are a horse artillery, 3 units of fusiliers of the line, and another brigade of 3 battalions of fusiliers of the line, some grenadiers to my right. Napoleon is on the battlefield today. I decided to pay a little more for him today.
Victory, sir.
And 4 units of cavalry, some 7 regiment of Chevalier Lancers, and some more hussars. And on the left we have some dragoons and some grenadiers on horse. We'll look at my allies' army today. He has some chasseurs, Polish Legion, some lancers, 6-pound horse artillery, just like myself, except he has the old guard, more light infantry, and he kind of separated his army. His general staff there, he does not have Napoleon, more fusiliers, and just a lot of those, and also I guess some grenadiers as well. I didn't have any prior communication with Arnaud. We just both happened to get in the same game, so first time playing with him. We'll look at the Axis, or the enemies, or the attackers, I should say, army today. Looks like they got some dragoons for the British, some fencibles, or normal foot infantry, some more foot infantry, some more foot infantry, some Royal Scot Greys, and looks like they put some units up here as well. Brought some light infantry, their 6-pounder horse artillery, and some rifles. We'll go ahead and look at the Ottomans as well. That is Kursad Han. He has some light infantry right there. Their rear. Just some more normal kind of Ottoman infantry. You might have some more units here in the forest that I just can't see. The only rules for the battle were no fixed or artillery or unicorns. So I already kind of moved a good portion of my infantry up. I moved my skirmishers, or voltigeurs, and my fusiliers are behind them as well. I'm going to go ahead and move my artillery here in a little bit because you can see they're kind of at a bad angle. When they take out their cannons, they don't really have a very good angle at firing upon them. So, and I'm advancing my right wing a little bit, my fusiliers with the grenadiers behind them. I'll probably have Napoleon find them as well. Looks like my allies moving his artillery as well. This is kind of a lengthy battle, so I'll make sure to fast forward between any parts where there's no real action happening. Not too much going on. Looks like the Ottomans are moving a little bit. Looks like we got a kind of a whole other section of the battle going on between the British and the French, but no action going on there. He's moving some of his light infantry up in the Polish Legion. And looks like we might have had a little issue here. He put his artillery right behind my artillery, so I hope he does not use that spot because we don't want to have any friendly fire. So we'll see how that plays out. My right wing continuing to advance over there. Now I'm just firing on his artillery. Now he's moving his artillery as well. Actually, no, I apologize. It's me. I'm going to move one unit of my artillery. I'm going to bring them right up front, right in here, right in between the skirmishers and right in front of the fusiliers. To bring them a little closer. And it's the nice thing about having horse artillery, you can quickly just move them around. A lot of forest on this map in the Galician Ria, so got to be careful for any what do you call them? Ambushes or any hidden units that you might come upon or find. Some volley fire going on between the French light infantry and the British light foot. None of my forces yet are fighting though. Kind of bringing my skirmishers over there in case they need to help. Set up my artillery here in a bit. My right wing now stationary. Looks like the Ottomans are moving up though as well. Some normal infantry, some other units in the force. And they've also taken this house. Oh no, they have not. Never mind. I thought maybe they had some units in this house, even though it does look like they do. I think they're coming out though. Looks like he's advancing some light dragoons to try to get my artillery. But I was really able to get. None of my skirmishers had fired yet, so all of them are ready to fire. And you can see I, due to their good accuracy, killed, 42 of his horses, so. And they didn't have stakes up either, so I got kind of lucky there. Now my artillery is firing. I'll go ahead and advance these 2 units of skirmishers to help rain down some covering fire on these light foot units. But he also has some rifles here, so they have high accuracy as well, so I have to watch out. So if there's anything going on up here, it looks like just artillery is being exchanged, no volley fire. My skirmishers firing on their light foot. My artillery firing as well. Bringing my other unit of skirmishers there to help out as well. Looks like they're going to pull back their troops. You can see how many men they lost on the front line right there, so I'll probably bring an end to that little engagement. But for the most part, a little victory for the French forces. The British pulled back. All my fusiliers still all of their men, for the most part at least. I can hopefully get some firing, artillery fire down on these retreating foot guard units. Not retreating, but falling back units. Ottomans moving as well, but nothing to be too concerned about. I've just kind of been moving my cavalry units just around the kind of back of the map and positioning them in little aspects that I think they might be used, but nothing too drastic. Napoleon, Emperor Napoleon's still there, alive and well. I went ahead and moved that one unit of artillery right in this little hill right here to rain down on some troops, Ottoman troops, who are kind of coming past this house and out of the forest. Looks like my ally is also firing on them, so Ottoman's getting some heavy artillery fire over there. Still nothing going on, looks like over there in the distance. Mainly the fighting here just in the central part of the map, I believe. Yeah, for the most part. Getting some solid artillery fire on the Ottomans under the command of Kursad Han. And once again, the United Kingdom is under command of the loaded juggler. And my ally is Arnaud, who is also commanding the French. His artillery is still active. The United Kingdom's has lost a couple men. See, right when I saw this, he was pulling back his units over here, so I started moving my right wing up to prepare for a flank. Because I had a pretty strong center since I have a unit of artillery that can easily switch to grape shot. And I'm also bringing a unit of hussars there to help with any flank maneuvers as well. That's when I saw he really was pulling back. He was almost taking all of his units out of this area and bringing them into this little cluster of the forest. So I even had my troops start running so that they could really take advantage and get this little on this hill right here to flank them. And I'm going to bring my grenadiers up as well. Might remaneuver my fusiliers that are near on the left side near this little building. And all my skirmishers are still there. Yep, my voltigeurs. So I haven't lost really any units yet. Or major units. So now I've kind of had this hill, and now he forced, I don't know why he did that, but he forced all his units into this little area by the forest. Looks like some units are coming back. I used a unit of Nizam city infantry. But I'm getting the first volley fire as they approach, so that's nice. I also have a unit of artillery raining down as their forces kind of spread out. Looks like they're coming back out of the forest. My unit of hussars here is kind of swinging around to prepare to help. Looks like, let's see, I don't know if I got any grape shot on. I did get some. But it looks like they are doing a full infantry charge. So here come my hussars. Here come my Chevalier Lancers. Looks like he is doing a full-on infantry charge, especially on the right here, his left. But I did get some solid grape shot. You saw right there on his normal infantry, Nazim. And now since he's kind of withdrawing, I can go ahead and swing around my 3 units of fusiliers and kind of hit him in the rear, because I don't think he has any horse units over there. Hopefully he doesn't. My skirmisher's fighting with some of his light infantry. My other unit of my other brigade of fusiliers getting some action as well. I have some cavalry units that are approaching to help. One unit here is getting pretty pounded. There you can see my fusiliers swing around. He hasn't charged my cavalry yet. And I may force his Ottomans to retreat, so hopefully quickly I can swing my voltigeurs around to get some fire on his light infantry and such. There I did a cavalry charge against one of his units.
Sir! Our general is under attack!
Napoleon, where is he? He was in the forest right there, giving a boost in morale. Nothing too much going on in the distance, just between me and the Ottomans. I'll swing around this unit of dragoons to hit these Ottomans in the rear. Actually, first I'm going to attack these light infantry units. Here comes another unit of grenadiers on horse, my best cavalry unit for sure in the game. They're hitting these Ottoman units, these janissaries.
Our men are running, sir!
Looks like I have some men running, maybe some skirmishers, I don't know for sure where, unfortunately. My men taking care of this line infantry unit. I had my hussars attack a retreating unit of line infantry to get rid of them. My right wing of fusiliers still holding strong. A lot of action going on here. Still, most of my morale is up for the most part, and Emperor Napoleon is near for any boost in morale. My skirmishers here, my voltigeurs. It looks like my ally Arnaud's bringing down some light infantry units to help out.
Our men are running, sir!
Looks like my men right here on the front are retreating. They had about 3 infantry units on them, so I don't know. I'm not for sure. I don't know for sure what my grenadiers are doing over here. I think I told them to attack, and then I looked at a different part of the battle, but they did not attack. My artillery unit looks like has been wiped out. Not my one over here, but my one on the left. When all this was happening, I decided to just put all my skirmishers, because I saw British forces here. It's a lot of Ottoman forces, so I'm just going to bring all of my skirmishers,
Our
one
men
unit
are
of
running,
fusiliers into this
sir.
house building, because you can see they can fire on about all three sides. So my artillery is retreating, at least one unit. My dragoons fighting with some of their normal light infantry. Looks like they had another unit of light infantry charged to help get rid of my cavalry. Fighting over here on the right side. There goes my fusiliers retreating in the distance there. My hussars fighting against their, or dragoons I guess, fighting against their light infantry. So I'll probably win on this little section over here, but they've given me a big hit in the center. But my allies' army is still holding very strong. The distance there, you can see no fighting, major fighting has gone on. So there you can see all my voyageurs hiding in the building. Not hiding, but taking garrison. A lot of carnage here on the battlefield. One unit of artillery is gone. Only 10 units of grenadiers left. I formed a square, and unfortunately got a couple of shots on my grenadiers on horse, so they are dead. Looks like there is Arnaud's old guard fighting against some janissaries. I'm reforming my right wing, or my former right wing, I guess now, kind of my main center. One unit of grenadiers, I believe, a couple units of fusiliers, so that was kind of my new main line of infantry now. I have 4 units in the building here, 180 out of the 240 available spots are taken in this house. But a lot of them skirmishers, luckily, so I can get high accuracy from far distance, so I can just kind of harass these Ottoman units that are francing about. There's the general... No, never mind. Sorry, I thought there was the general staff. There's the general staff for the Ottomans. Or general bodyguard, I should say. Where's my bodyguard? I do not know. Let's see. Looks like general staff. Looks like Napoleon is still alive, but only 2 men, so there's my general staff. Very brave emperor leading his men. Not too much happens. These Ottoman troops kind of get, they fight for a little bit, but eventually they retreat due to my units in the building. And my units that approach from their rear, so we'll go ahead and fast forward until the next major part of the battle occurs. And we're back at the battle. I have to take all of my garrison units that were in that house out, because as you can see, it is almost going to totally collapse. I don't want to lose all those men, so I'm going to withdraw them from that building. All the remaining Ottoman forces are kind of in this little corridor with the remaining British forces that are in this area. Obviously, the main part of the British army is in the distance. I still have 1 unit of cavalry left. These 22 dragoons waiting in the forest there. I'll probably have them attack one of these British units if they're not looking, because I want to get rid of that unit of artillery, because eventually, obviously, I want to win in this area, and then me and my ally will go up here and just kind of 2v1 flank the remaining British forces, if they remain in that little area up there in the corner of the map. And I do not have any artillery left, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and bring Napoleon over here and his 1 general staff, in case any of these units start lacking morale, because I really don't want to have them all come down to this 1 unit. He charged some Royal Scot Greys on my dragoons, so I'm going to have these units form to a square and have my dragoons kind of go near them, so hopefully to draw the British cavalry into my square. That worked out pretty well for the most part, but these are powerful cavalry, so probably have this square charge because they are grenadiers. And that's exactly what I'll do. Ottoman forces here facing off on some my allies, Old Guard and Polish Legion and light infantry, so hopefully they'll retreat soon. Greys. Or Royal Scot Greys, I should say. So I will fall back my men. My ally is approaching his chasseurs. And nothing much happens for a while now as I kind of pull back my men and re-maneuver them, as well as my ally kind of gets rid of these final units. So we'll go ahead and fast forward until the next major engagement in the battle occurs. And back on the battle here, my ally should say, did a cavalry charge and got rid of one of his the British units of infantry, rifles, and his artillery. And here I'm hitting one of his last remaining legions of Lightfoot in this area with my dragoons from their rear. So that will get rid of all enemy forces in this area and leave the remaining units in that corner of the map there. Still, nothing has gone on over there. Kind of surprising. You'd think the British would want to prevent this kind of situation that's going to prevail. The kind of 2v1 in this little area, but we'll just see how things play out. So the Ottomans are completely defeated, unless some of these units getting their morale back, but still, they will probably not have any significant role in the battle. So we'll go ahead and fast forward until until kind of this assault on the British forces and the remainder of the map occur. And back at the battle here, the final stage is set. You can see his troops now, my allies' troops that is, are advancing from their former position. I've brought all my men up all the way from down there in the central part of the map, right next to this house, this large house. My remaining units are 1, 2, 3 units of Fusiliers, 1 unit of Grenadiers, and 2 units of Skirmishers, Voltigeurs, and my general staff with 2 men, just Napoleon and 1 general staff member. So the remaining forces of my ally are many battalions of Fusiliers, some light infantry, some Grenadiers, I think maybe 1 unit of the Old Guard, and 3 units of artillery firing. I made sure to tell him to wait until I got into flanking position so we could both attack at once. From what we can see, remaining British forces are a couple of units of foot, 88th foot, some rifles, and some more light foot and 1 5-inch howitzer.
Our men are running, sir!
The last remaining general staff is retreating, so that is not good at all. Sometimes I underestimate really the value of a good general staff, but you'll see here in a little bit my men really start losing morale just because they don't have a general. So kind of last part of the battle going on here. Hopefully, my Voltigeurs firing on their foot and their Coldstream guards. He also has 2 units. My ally has 2 units kind of in this house. Only 50 men, so not many units, and 2 units outside the house, Polish Legion and an Old Guard battalion. A couple units of cavalry up there in the forest, some lancers that are advancing. It's too bad, I wish his lancers would have hit these Coldstream guards in the rear. That would have been very effective, but he did not. But we'll continue to play. Well, my units are probably going to retreat here just because I don't have a general and their morale is so weak.
Our men are running, sir!
So, that is not good. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back my men because I don't want to lose this flanking capability. Because then if I were to lose all my men here, he would have simply swung around all his men and hit my ally, sorry. And as you can see, he's already had some morale-lacking troops, so I did not want that to happen. But I'll go ahead and advance them in a bit. And we will fast forward until I advance them again. And you can see now I'm advancing my units once again against some of their units here. And Arnaud, my ally, going to the French attack with his lancers. Units remain, but they're in the forest, so you really can't see those British forces. I'm starting to flank again to try to help. I think 1 or 2 units in squares here, so I'll try to lay down some fire on them. I wish he would move some of this artillery closer, because that would be much more effective, but there's still an effective spot laying down covering artillery fire, that is. I have 1 unit of skirmishers left. Other than that, just 3 units of fusiliers. Looks like Arnaud is doing an infantry charge against the 88th Foot Cornat Rangers. Some live fire going on here between some 2-foot infantry units in squares.
Our men are running, sir!
My fusiliers are retreating. And very low morale here, so I'll go ahead and pull them back. It wasn't really smart for Arnaud to do a cavalry charge because then he just swung around his Royal Scot Greys and hit him in the rear. And his generals died. Luckily, we do still have Old Guard, a very powerful French unit. And we'll go ahead and fast forward until the next part of the battle begins, when we kind of join our infantry forces. Back at the battle here, you can see my ally Arnaud brought his infantry, 3 units of infantry all the way up here. I told him not to charge his our infantry, just to move his artillery and keep firing into the forest, but he chose otherwise. Looks like we have 2 units of British foot now. I think what he was trying to do is go ahead and run and attack me, get rid of my forces, and then go to the remaining forces for my ally. A nice, solid tactic of getting rid of a smaller force first, then taking on the bigger force. And one of my units actually returned, so I actually got back up to 3 units remaining of fusiliers. And he did move 1 unit of artillery, I think is coming over here soon. They'll be over here soon since they're horse artillery. It looks like he's advancing his troops, so I'll go ahead and advance mine. I don't want to let him take care of one brigade and then another. So I will battle up against these Coldstream Guards while he fires against these foot infantry units. I believe there might be 1 unit of infantry remaining in the forest, but I don't know for sure. I think he has some Scot Greys as well in the forest somewhere. Still 80 men left in Arnaud's Old Guard, so that's good. My men are starting to lax, so I'm going to go ahead and spread out these 2 wings here to get 1 massive line of volley fire instead. There comes some general staff for the British. Two lines of volley now going on his Coldstream Guards. Luckily he was able to get his Old Guard into a square against the general staff, so if not the best square in the game, it's probably
we have
guard
killed their general,
the French.
sir. Now they must break.
Almost about to break the morale of the Coldstream Guards. I don't know why my men started turning like this all of a sudden, but they did. Maybe it was some sort of lag thing, like these units were already retreating. Because as you can see now they are, so I'll go ahead and bring my men to help against these 2 remaining British infantry units. That might be their last units, I do not know for sure. But he does have 1 unit still left of Connaught Rangers, 88th Foot. And we have 3 units of infantry left. 1 unit of Fusiliers and 2 more units of Fusiliers. So hopefully we can work this out. He's advancing his Fusiliers, so I'm going to go ahead and advance mine because I don't want to let him just attack on his own. Still wish he would bring over some artillery. I'm starting to kind of agitate it. There'd be a much better spot if they're right here and they could just lay down fire on these remaining British forces. Luckily for him, the old guard is returning, so that's good as well. He has 2 units in this house here that I wish he would bring out as well, but because let's say we were defeated over here, they would easily just made these house if there's 50 men remaining, so might as well bring them over, but it's okay. Looks like the Coldstream Guards, oh, they were already retreating anyway, so go ahead and fast forward until any more action occurs. And back to the battle now. My ally did move 2 units of artillery over, so that's good. And now you just saw there's some British forces emerge from the forest, and hopefully we can take care of them soon. Some infantry fire, or volley fire, I should say. 1 unit of old guard remaining, and 3 units of Fusiliers. Firing on them now. And 2
One of our
rounds
units
of
has
artillery
used
firing.
all its ammunition,
Both
sir.
my units actually ran out of ammo right now, so they can only charge, so I'll probably charge them in a bit, but they're retreating. I believe that should finally bring an end to the battle. And it will, so that was a hard-fought battle, definitely, against mrXirish Arnaud against the Loaded Juggler in Kursad Han. You can see we had about the same amount of deployed, but Kursad Han had a lot more deployed. Unit amount killed belongs to mrXirish, I guess, with 1,400, and my ally also got 1,000 kills. So solid victory, a very long battle, but we won in the end. Unit stats here. Looks like the unit with most kills is one of my Fusilier units with 142 kills. So they are the battle unit of the day. So other than that, this was mrXirish in Arnaud defeating the Loaded Juggler and Kursad Han as the Ottomans United Kingdom on the map Galician Ria. So other than that, this was mrXirish. Thanks for watching. I'll have another video out soon.